The fact that there's anybody who would listen to Charlie Kirk about science is a weird sciencey fact that boggles my mind. Up until Tuesday, I'm gonna be talking a lot of shit about Charlie Kirk, so I figured why not debunk some of the science bullshit he's said in the past. And if you're wondering why I'm gonna be talking a lot of shit about Charlie Kirk until Tuesday, it's because on Tuesday I'm gonna be in Texas talking shit about Charlie Kirk to Charlie Kirk. It's the Unfuck America tour, where it's our mission to keep embarrassing Charlie Kirk until he doesn't go out in public anymore. But remember that fighting fascism isn't free, so if you want to help support us do that, you can do that by going to my tree. It's the very first one on that. Anyway, I found this little pamphlet that Charlie Kirk's sex offender funded organization Turning Point USA was handing out to college students. And yes, it is as dumb as you think it is. It's like 10 reasons why smoking is good for you. Number 1, fossil fuels reduce the transmission of diseases. Just starting off bold. There's a common belief in America that coal is dirty. You know, all those silly people and their misconceptions that toxic soot and smoke are dirty. And they go start to set up their argument by saying that if we transported somebody back from the essentially coal-free environment of the 1800s, the world would look a lot healthier to them today. And we already gotta stop and bust out the EIA.gov Energy for Kids coal timeline chart. And this chart shows that by the year 1800, coal was already not only the primary fuel source for trains and boats, but people were literally burning it inside of their fucking houses for heat and light. Their fucking living rooms weren't even coal-free environments in the 1800s. And the Industrial Revolution, which took place throughout the 1800s, was powered almost exclusively by coal. So of course, if you brought somebody back from the 1800s, they would say it seems healthier than it did back then because they could see from the lack of coal smog that the Cuyahoga River's not on fire. But then of course, their little pamphlet goes on to ask the hard-hitting question, you know, what is the difference between the 1800s and today that makes us so much healthier now? And if you guessed coal, you'd be wrong, but you know, right in this context. They are honestly trying to make the argument that we have fewer diseases today, not because of germ theory and sterilization, not because of those woke vaccines or immunization or advancements in modern medical technology, not because of the FDA or CDC or EPA actively controlling the spread of diseases, not because of clean running water available in your home and plumbing that removes the shit from your house and takes it to a treatment facility. No, it's none of those things. It's coal. Sorry guys, this isn't going to be a super sciencey video, it's just going to be mostly me telling you how not sciencey Charlie Kirk is. Number 2, fossil fuels keep you cool in summer and warm in winter. No fucking shit. I mean, part of the reason we need to be kept cool in the summer is because of all the fossil fuels making the summer so fucking warm, but they are correct. Fossil fuels can be used to power HVAC equipment. Shocking. You can also use wind, solar, hydro, and nuclear, but don't use wood though, because according to them, some wood releases toxic chemicals when you burn it, unlike, you know, coal. Which is perfectly healthy to breathe. Number 4, I'm skipping over a few because this video would be really long if I went over all 10. Fossil fuels help us to preserve open land and nature. Nothing like blowing the top off a mountain or some open pit coal mines to preserve some nature, am I right? I mean, it's not like Dawn Dish Soap's entire advertising strategy revolves around how they help preserve ducks and shit from fossil fuels. Dawn Dish Soap's out there washing oil off of everything but dishes. Pelicans, seals, turtles, probably, you know, nature. You know what I've never seen Dawn Dish Soap wash off a duck? A fucking solar panel. I'm sure the polar bears and walruses really appreciate how burning fossil fuels is preserving their glaciers. Number 5, fossil fuels power blue-collar jobs. You know, kind of like building solar panels and shit do. And what point are you trying to make here? Because there's lots of things that power blue-collar jobs, like alcoholism, for example. And no, I will not be going into further detail on that. You either understand how the nuances and multifaceted nature of alcoholism powers blue-collar jobs, or you don't. And that's okay, too. You probably live a healthier life than I do. Number 6, fossil fuels allow you to enjoy more leisure time. Leisure time, bitch, are you serious? We live in a country where there's poverty wage, and if you go a little bit below that, that's minimum wage. We live in a country where people get to make the decision every day between going to the doctor and going bankrupt, or just dying. Fossil fuels don't help with leisure time. Fossil fuels help them keep the lights on so you can work late. That's what the fuck they do. Leisure time in America, you privileged ass motherfucker. Number 7, fossil fuels lower the cost of living. Well, they're doing a piss poor fucking job with that, aren't they? Most people out here choosing between groceries and rent, and you have the audacity to tell them how much cheaper the cost of living is thanks to fossil fuels. Also, renewables are cheaper, objectively. Number 8, fossil fuels save lives and power medical devices. Yeah, and they also kill over 8 million people a year, so you want to call that one a wash? And once again, other energy sources can power those medical devices. So, yeah. Number 9, fossil fuels are cleaner than previous energy sources. And No, they're not. Like, objectively not. What previous energy sources are you talking about? Horses, donkeys, and mules? Water wheels? Wind for sailboats, perhaps? You know, all those previous energy sources, pretty fucking clean. And then they go into, imagine we were back in the 1800s once again. You know, when they were burning all of the coal. And there's fires! Fires everywhere. You know, from burning all of the coal. Fire was used for everything, from heating to cooking to cleaning. Says the people who got mad because they thought Joe Biden was going to personally come into their house and steal their gas stoves. You know, the ones that use fire to cook. Also, if we're heating with fossil fuels, that's also using fire, because, you know, that's how a furnace works. And then it goes on to say, there's the often overlooked fact about fire. Fires produce smoke. Excuse me, what? Who the fuck has ever overlooked that fact? We associate smoke with fire so much that there's a saying that goes, where there's smoke, there's fire, and it's not even about fire. And once again, by the nature of burning fossil fuels, you are burning something which makes it a fucking fire. Last I checked, coal plants and shit produce a hell of a lot of smoke. And then I love this part here. Smoke contains carbon dioxide and aerosols that are a potentially dangerous and irritating byproduct of burning wood fuel. However, those same exact things in fossil fuel fumes, perfectly healthy. Also, who the fuck is arguing about going back to wood fuel to power society? I'll answer that for you. No one. No one's making that argument. What the fuck is the purpose of this statement? Anyway, that's it. That's all. I'm sorry. I know this wasn't really a science video. It's more of a how to not science video. And I promise I'll get back to my regular science videos next week. But in the meantime, the fact that there's peons that potentially presume that anything Turning Point postulates is probably precise, well, that is pretty damn mind-boggling.